What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for this Tuesday, September 24th. And of course we are going into the last 2 weeks of episode 1, so on the most part players are doing kind of wrap-ups, getting things finished. But also we're hanging on for updates and news from Bungie. They do have some reveals to come throughout the course of this week, and I'll keep you posted on that as always. But on top of the reset today there is a new patch for Destiny 2, so we'll do our best to cover all of the patch updates. And then we'll round up the vendor inventories, Eververse, as well as key featured activities and rewards for the week, with a roundup of pretty much everything that's worth knowing about what's happening in the game this reset. So, as always guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and find it useful. If you do, drop us a like rating and a comment down below as it helps us no end on the channel, but without further delay, let's get into it. And so of course, Echoes has now concluded. If you want to prep for episode 2, or wrap up any of the Echoes content, whether it's the main story quests, the Encore exotic mission, exotic upgrades, the finale, whatever it may be, of course it is a good time to get it done now, before October 8th when episode 2 begins. And we are anticipating a few more details later on this week about episode 2, so keep it locked and loaded here on the channel. Otherwise though, we can get into things related to the reset this week. Now though, as we get into the game, I almost had to check and see if reset had actually happened because we don't have any pop-ups or things like that, so no indication as to whether we're getting rank boosts, bonus loot or anything like that in the game this week. Another strange thing though, Bungie last week had said that we'd get an update today, September 24th, and this is update 8055. It's the one where they were going to update the accidental generosity triumph, or should I say the enemy density in Skywatch to try and make the engram drops more reliable, but they haven't actually spoken about that again since the twit last week, so I guess Bungie forgot that there's an update today, but ultimately it means that, there hasn't been an update today, as far as we can tell, so bit of a weird one right there. I would imagine Bungie will say something about it in the near future, so I'll keep you posted. Otherwise though, I guess we'll get into the rest of the reset stuff for this week. And so heading over to the Eververse store, don't forget that free Bright Dust. I think we're getting this at least until the end of this episode. Of course, we're in the final couple of weeks of episode 1 right now, but for Bright Dust items in the Eververse store, initially we have the Coach Dance, a legendary emote right here for 700 Bright Dust. Very lively stuff indeed. On top of that, on the front page, we now have the Omeka Mechanos helm. So helmets from this universal ornament set this week, and that's available for 1200 Bright Dust. Then there is the Box of Tricks Transman effect, which is available for 450 Bright Dust right here on the front page. Pretty cool stuff. Additionally, for the shaders on front page, we've got oiled gunmetal, and for some reason, the boots are very green when everything else isn't. That's just my weird armor setup, but shaders as always are 300 Bright Dust. And we also have Gloam Strife coming up right there, again mismatched on this armor, but this one's from back in Season of Arrivals for 300 Bright Dust once again. Moving over to the main Bright Dust section though, and first up we have the Cowbell multiplayer emote. This one is 4,250 Bright Dust. We want some multiplayer emote action. On top of that there is Take Out the Trash, a legendary emote which is 700 Bright Dust. We'll have a quick preview of that one. No need to be so harsh on yourself, I suppose. Additionally though, we've got the Aoki Fass Mark something in Roman numerals, an exotic sparrow right here for 2,500 Bright Dust from back in Season of the Splicer, a curious looking thing indeed. And then there is the Penumbral Shell exotic ghost available this week for 2,850 Bright Dust, of course with Black Armory themes, which is pretty cool. On top of that there is the Bipectinate Craft, probably said that wrong, but it's 2,000 Bright Dust right here, a moth themed ship, or sort of a paper craft moth, I guess, or maybe not, I don't really know. Interesting though. And additionally, we've got the Tritone ornament for the Euphony. First time this one's come up for Bright Dust, it is 1,250 Bright Dust. Unfortunately, I don't have the weapon. Maybe I'll grab the ornament nonetheless. It is quite a nice ornament right there, so let us know if you're lucky enough to be able to actually use that one. But then there is the Witch Queen projection. As always, these are very expensive at 1,500 Bright Dust, but you can grab it if you like. Then for the second page of shaders, one from the Black Armory era right here, Sunrise Warrior, available for 300 Bright Dust, which is very pink indeed. On top of that, there is First Light available. Reminds me of the D1 Moon PvP map from back in the day, if you remember it. And then there is the Golden Age Wine available as well. And finally for the shaders, we've got Shifting Crossphase. I think this might have come up a couple of weeks ago, a new one for Echoes. If I'm incorrect, let us know in the comment section. but nice to have that one. Additionally though, for the final set of transmat effects, we've got the Jade Coin effects. All of these are 450 Bright Dust as always. Additionally, there is the Harpy entrance. We'll have another quick preview of that. And very finally, we've got the Ghost Purple transmat effect available in the store this week as well. So let us know if you plan to pick anything up from the Eververse store. And again, I'll keep you posted if Bungie say any more about the missing update for this week. Let's have a quick visit to Banshee though, here in the tower. And for the weapon rolls for the moment, we've got False Promises with Dynamic Sway Reduction and Eye of the Storm. There's also True Prophecy with Overflow and Elemental Capacitor. And then the Farewell sidearm, which has got Moving Target and Vorpal Weapon. Distant Tumulus, which is Clown Cartridge and Outlaw. And very finally, Temptation's Hook is up with Relentless Strikes and Flash Counter. So let us know if you plan to grab any of these, but keep in mind the weapons and rolls will change through the week. Finally, for the vendors though, let's have our quick stop down here at Shader 1. For the armor, we've got Devastation Complex gear from back in the day. This is one of the older Destiny 2 armor sets if you want to add it to collections or check in for the stat rolls. But for the shaders, initially we have Dark Omelon available here this week. That one is 10,000 Glimmer as always. For the same cost, there is Tangled Rust, which I believe was a Tangled Shore shader from back in the day. And very finally, we've got New Monarchy Succession, if you're still adding any faction shaders to collections, so let us know if you plan to grab any of these. For some final mentions here though, the Nightfall weapon this week should be Warden's Law, dropping from the Inside Terminus, so good luck on the hunt if you are after any rolls on that. Otherwise, we've got Operation Seraph Shield for the exotic mission that's featured, where we can pick up Revision Zeros, so another good one to catch up on if you need it. Otherwise, the featured raid should be Last Wish, so 1000 Voices will be completely farmable this week. And we've also got the Pit of Heresy dungeon featured this reset as well. For our final mention though, we have the featured Lost Sectors, and if you're looking to farm any of the World Legendary weapons, you can see the loopholes for those on the right hand side of the screen. Of course, we can get Exotic Engrams as a drop chance from these as well. Holding on to some of those might be useful as we head into episode 2 if we do indeed get new exotic armor and things, but for today, nonetheless, we've got Concealed Void on Europa, then September 25th will be the Conflux on Nessus, before moving over to Neomuna with Thrillerdrome on September 26th, and Hydroponics Delta on September 27th. Then we'll get Vel's Labyrinth on the Cosmodrome for September 28th, the 29th will be Exodus Garden 2A, and finally the Broken Deep on the Pale Heart will be featured for September 30th. And for now guys, that is everything we have to round up for this week's reset, but once again I'll keep you up to date with Bungie news throughout the week, so get subscribed and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any content. If you've enjoyed the video, a rating down below as well as a comment letting us know what you'll be wrapping up in Destiny 2 this week really does help us out on the channel. But otherwise, thank you as always for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Come, drink your fill. Let me change your mind.
You can choose to end this differently. Let this obsession go!
Choice is the ego, raging against the inevitable.
You may not see choice. But I make my own fate!
I command you!
Not this time.
I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.